What's going on, guys? I hope you are doing well. It is night time where I'm at. It is 10:21 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a weekend update prior to Monday's open. Now, the S&P 500 does look pretty bullish. Um, but that chart isn't a 24/7 deal. But Bitcoin and other cryptos are pretty much a 24-hour type of thing. So, yeah, I did state in previous mentions via Discord and kind of stuff like that we were going to be a single pullback, and so far that is the case. Why did I think that? Well, because we did notice here that there was a touch point right there, and that we did create a lower high. Usually, when you create a lower high, you then create a trend to the downside, and since then we've been getting that. So, yeah. Anywho, I wouldn't really feel too concerned, frankly. We are in this upward sloping channel still, and this is more of an intraday level. This is a 37-minute time frame. It's a precursor to the 1 hour, so don't freak out. You can type it in if you actually pay for this service off of TradingView. You can actually add in your own custom time intervals, but just for the sake of solidarity, I will do a 1 hour time frame. And as it stands, yeah, we did break the heart line. This dotted red line is the heart line of this upward sloping channel here. So I would feel much more comfortable, frankly, if we were to do a bounce scenario pretty much right around here at the 786 area, maybe around this where this line is at. That's kind of where my initial limit orders are placed, not financial advice. That is just what I'm up to. Also, the momentum oscillators do kind of show a money flow pointing a little bit to the downside, and the momentum waves have been pointing to the downside as well. So this is probably going to be happening pretty much all night. I'm really kind of waiting for those divergences to accumulate. Now, divergences on Market Liberator indicator show up as little lines appearing. Sorry, I'm used to having my bar right over here. Yeah, these little lines right here. I'm waiting for those little lines to kind of like come to fruition in order for me to feel that much more comfortable in setting some limit orders for the week. It's like clockwork. Sundays are usually sell times. Yeah, so we're kind of getting that as of today. So nothing too concerned. Oh yeah, I'm going to turn on my other indicators here because it did get kind of wonky. I'm going to start off with Market Liberator A. So we are seeing whales starting to dump their assets. Why are they doing that? Well, everyone and their mother can kind of see this rising channel here. So when the rising channel loses support at the heart line, there's usually major sellers who take profits, or they're confirming a downward sloping pattern to then maybe buy back in at better prices. So that's kind of what's happening this weekend. It could be algorithmic, it could be bots doing this, it could be people doing this, not really too sure. But yeah, the heart line was lost as support. So even if we were to, get like a relief rally here, this heart line would be considered resistance still. Um, as far as the momentum waves on the hourly, um, this is more of an intraday type of thing, so yeah, I would consider pretty much sideways and downs until I saw some true bullish divergences accumulate to then maybe feel better about entering limit order long positions. Now, I would be cautious because on the daily perspective, we are getting a pretty intense sell signal right here. So I do worry that this particular rising channel, which they do break bearish more times than not. I believe the ratio is a 6-to-4 ratio that it breaks to the downside. So we could experience a potential break. So I would be very cautious on that on a daily perspective. And at the worst, we could see either a 25K retest at 25.5K. At the very least, I do see this upward sloping support line that has been some form of support here. Now there was this anomaly right here, but if actually I zoom in on the anomaly, you would notice that we did get intense sell pressure right here from whales, and that's why it did break structure, but ultimately there was a bounce to then break back into structure, so you can then validate the upward sloping blue line, this upward sloping blue line right here, as support for the time being. Alright, so as far as the daily is concerned, I don't necessarily like it on the 4-hour. We are getting a bearish cross right here. Now, it is the weekend. Keep in mind, it is the weekend. Weekend price action I don't necessarily trust, but at the very worst, I would suspect maybe like a retest of the 618 level, or, you know, we maintain support here, and you know, we continue moving to the upside as the week progresses next week. All right, so that's pretty much all I got for Bitcoin. I'm going to go with Ethereum. Actually, to be honest, I got to show you something in dominance chart that I feel really confident about. And yeah, I would love to share that with you all. Okay, so I'm going to turn on all my indicators here and move to intraday levels. So same thing that's happening on Ethereum. We are getting whales basically trying to push price below this key level of support. Now, just for perspective, if you're new here to the channel, these yellow dotted support and resistance lines are more prominent than the blue and red dotted support and resistance lines. Let me turn them on and off so you see what I'm talking about. See these lines right here? So the blues are support, the red's resistance, the yellow is the same, but they're just stronger. They're higher term time frame support and resistance levels. So with that, we do have support right here. Let me do that real quick. So essentially, just to help you out from a color scheme perspective, we got a support box pretty much right here. Okay. Now conversely, we do have topside resistance right here with Ethereum, pretty much right here. Okay. And I'm going to turn that red so you get a better visual representation of what we're looking at. Now, same thing is happening here, where we do have resistance building up here and resistance building up here, and prices, you know, showing you as such. Now, right now, I think we are closer to the bottom as opposed to seeing the mid-level continuation. So as long as this blue box here holds support, I am really preparing for possible entries at this time. Now, we are getting some divergences here, but as you can see, we are seeing whales starting to dump their assets right around here. So I would very, very much prefer to stay cautious. I don't like jumping in to the markets when these indicators are popping up. I would much rather see some divergences accumulate, which we are kind of seeing right now, and a buy signal to confirm that the carnage is over. Right? Pretty much top wick right here all the way to the bottom wick. That's pretty much a 4.65% dump. So that is substantial to some traders. If you're not using any leverage, you should be fine. You know, but there's unfortunately people that do like 50x, you know, 25x, and you know they're on the wrong side of a trade, and you know, in one fell swoop, you know, they lose 50% of their trading portfolio. So you got to be very careful with leverage. But yes, anyway, yeah, pretty much 4.5% we've lost pretty much since the weekends kind of began. Nothing to worry about. We are seeing some, you know, whales kind of, you know, move the price and market to their bidding. But at the end of the day, I do feel that this is just an opportunity for long-term hodlers to accumulate and eventually get the pivot. So now I'm going to move on to dominance. This is something that I've been keeping my eye on for months now, and I think it's about the time. I think it's a good time now to actually start looking into entries for better prices. Now, my safe haven asset this entire time was Bitcoin. So if I was dollar cost averaging and kind of like, you know, building up my base position, I would actually be using Bitcoin. But given what I'm seeing on the daily chart, so on the daily chart, we are seeing, well, let me turn off my support and resistance because it's not applicable for these time frames here. But what I'm seeing here is we did get a buy signal not too long ago, but we're also seeing money flows starting to bull We're starting to see a nice little waning bearish momentum here, so that's a very good sign. We also had previous divergences here, so we've had uh, divergences accumulating on significant time frames. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So we are getting a buy signal right here. These lower bars, they do kind of help in terms of indicating overall trend here. Obviously, we did get a fake out right here, but I mean, not to worry though. Those are pretty rare on the daily time frame. Yeah, I'm going to move into, say, the 4-hour time frame. And as you can see here, we are getting a more prominent understanding of waning sell pressure. And like I've stated before, this stuff is mostly, uh, you know, uh, a good sign, frankly. We're seeing multiple signals here. The Bollinger Bands, let me turn off everything but the Bollinger Bands so you know what I'm talking about. There it is. Yeah, the Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten. That's a very good indication that a huge move is about to happen. Um, as you can see also, waning money flow is pointing now to the upside. Momentum wave is on the verge of pinching, which means that this blue dot, we might print a buy signal very soon. So that's another reason why. Now, I wouldn't consider this as the end-all be-all of a complete Ethereum dominance pivot, but I would definitely consider this as an opportunity to ride a wave, maybe all the way to the top of maybe, say, this area. So that'd be a 7.36% improvement versus Bitcoin. And now, keep in mind, now it's going to outperform Bitcoin by 7.34%. Okay, Bitcoin has been outperforming against the dollar this year, pretty much, but we're not talking in dollar terms, we're talking in Bitcoin versus Ethereum terms. So yeah, 7% doesn't sound so great, but if you get that 7% compounded versus say like the dollar, it could be a substantial move. So yeah, from my perspective, not financial advice, but my safe haven asset has now flipped from Bitcoin to Ethereum. I feel that much more confident. Now, I do have a kill switch installed, if you will, into this a strategy. So there is this line of uh, support right here, right? We got a low, then we got a higher low, ever so slightly. If I see this broken, if I see this line of support broken, I would reconsider and move my assets back to Bitcoin. I was expecting, because of the um, triangle break to the downside, for price to hit this level here. But I mean, it's not uncommon for moves to the downside to underperform and then just completely reverse. So that's another reason why I'm not necessarily worried about it. But also, if we were to say bounce and go all the way back up to this level, this red box zone, we're not out of the woods, frankly, because we're still in a obvious downward trend here, so there would be more opportunities to maybe buy in at a cheaper price. But at this time, I am considering this level more so as a opportunity to kind of do a swing trade, basically, because we got that high, we got that lower high, we got that lower high, and we got another lower high. So the downtrend is not broken just yet. We still need to see a lot of that to happen. Um, we still need to see a lot of stuff transpire before we can even consider a downtrend break. But from my perspective, this is more so like a obvious consolidation phase to then swing to the upside. But from here, this particular area, I mean, you never know. Ethereum could break through this resistance box, break through this dotted line resistance, and create the first higher high in a long time. Do you see? I'm not opposed to that, but it's not good to bank on the anomalies as opposed to the trend. So that's kind of where I'm at. That was more so the key aspect of what I wanted to talk about tonight, just because that was kind of staring at me in the face, and just really wanted to share it with you all. But I just want to say thank you so much for your time. If you're still here, I really appreciate you. If you haven't liked, share, and subscribe, please do so. Of course, if you find this data helpful and you want your friends to kind of check it out. Anywho, I'm gonna close out for tonight. Have a great rest of the night. Bye bye.